Hey there, it's Lee at MyProductiveMac here, and today I'm going to give you an overview on how to use Stage Manager on macOS Ventura. Now, it's not for everyone. Generally, people either really love it or have no real opinion on it. However, if you've not used it yourself and want to have a quick dive into how it works, then you can make your own way with it. So here I have a desktop without Stage Manager on it at the moment. It's pretty messy. We've got windows everywhere here. Now you can, of course, use different desktop spaces and a tool like Moom or Lasso to keep your windows tidy. Stage Manager is just a built-in option that you may want to leverage to help you focus on your work. Now to activate Stage Manager, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can come up to the Apple icon here, then System Settings. Then if I come down here to Desktop and Dock, I'll just scroll up a little bit and Stage Manager is there. Now it has a toggle switch and a Customize button, so I click the toggle. And you'll see this window the first time you turn it on, which I'll do. And everything looks like it's disappeared, apart from the last app that we were using. So Stage Manager will show you the 6 most recent apps that you've used. In the center, we've got the active one. Then over on the left, we've got 5 others. So if there's an app that was used like 7 apps ago, you'll need to go down to the dock like normal. Now these thumbnails on the left are live, so if you've got a Teams call going on, for example, then you'll see the live video feed from it. They are not point-in-time thumbnails. And if you click any open space here, you'll go back to the desktop. Now the other way to open, which is far quicker, is to come up to Control Center and select Stage Manager. So here I'll deactivate it. Now let's turn it back on. And to switch between apps, just click. And with each one, the old app moves back and the clicked one appears in its place. Now, they won't appear in the center by default. They're going to remember the last position that you had them in, so reposition as you need. And if you want to have more than one window displayed, that's totally doable. You can drag an app out and then just resize and reposition. And what you'll see now is when you click to focus on another app, we now have 2 application icons here because this little workspace has got 2 windows, of course. Then click to bring them back. Now, what happens if you have an app that has multiple windows? So Safari here, I believe I've actually got 3 windows active, and we can see that because they appear as a stack in the sidebar. Well, by default, what happens is what you see here. All 3 windows are going to be displayed. Now, you can change this behavior, which I do. I want to. So let's come back across to the System Settings, click Customize, where we've got 3 options that we can play with here. Now, the bottom one, show windows from an application, has got 2 settings. It's set to show them all at once, but if I select one at a time, we'll pop across and see what that does shortly. But I just want to quickly cover this option that we've got above here, and that's desktop items. So it's set to automatically hide them. However, if I flick the toggle, then you can see any desktop icons that you have. We'll cover recent applications shortly, but I'll click Done for now. And now that we've changed the behavior for multiple windows for an app, I'll click Safari and the top window in that stack opens. And if I click again, then the next item appears and so on. Now, if you've got a lot of windows here in your stack and you want to have a preview, then just click on the app icon and the stack is split out so that you can select the specific one that you want. Now, I said that you can drag an item into the current workspace to add it, which you can, as you can see. However, a quicker action is just to hold down the Shift key whilst clicking on the app or space that you want to activate, and it will merge in with the current one directly into the center. Then you can remove items from a group by clicking and dragging them back into the sidebar. Easy. Okay, back into Settings now and Customize. Where now I've grouped and ungrouped using that recent applications list, I'll flick this toggle. And this gives you a little bit more real estate if you're on a smaller monitor. So Stage Manager is still active and you can still drag items in and out. I'll click Done and just hover my mouse here over the far left where the recent apps list will slide out and then you can still select the one that you want. And when that's done, they slide back away again to help with your space. Now, if you want to ungroup an item with a hidden app list, simply drag and you'll see that it's hidden successfully there. I've shown 2 ways of activating Stage Manager. However, that does involve pointing and clicking, and you may want to use a keyboard shortcut to achieve the same things, which of course helps with automation and using hardware tools like a Stream Deck to activate it. So to set a shortcut, open up System Settings and come down to Keyboard, click Keyboard Shortcuts, and then Mission Control. And there's an option for setting a shortcut to turn Stage Manager on and off. So I'll double click this, then choose the shortcut that I want to set. So I'll use Control Option Command and S there. Then click Done. Let's see if that works. I'll key in the shortcut. Stage Manager is deactivated and my desktop is a glorious mess once more. Now I'll key in the shortcut again and we've got Stage Manager back on. So program that shortcut as a button on your Stream Deck to make things even more efficient. So 2 more shortcuts quickly to finish off. If you key in the shortcut to minimize a window, which is Command and M, that's going to move your active window across to the recent apps list. And if you've got an app that you actually want to remove from that list to make space for others, so this numbers document, I want it open, but I'm not going to go into it until much later. I can press Command and H and it's gone. Now, if I had a 7th app open, it would appear in place of numbers there. But Command H is good for removing items from that recent apps list. Now that was an overview of Stage Manager on macOS. And if you want to see more macOS, iOS tips, tricks and how-tos, then please like and subscribe. And I'll make some more. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.